Our next speaker is Dr. Doug Williams, who is a former software engineer, passionate about using technology to improve education, and can often be found mentoring robotics teams at the Boys and Girls Club of Acadiana, or sometimes kayaking in Lake Martin. So, Dr. Williams.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. If I was going to ask the question, what is the most important profession? Some might say doctors, they save lives. Engineers build things that make life better. Architects design our buildings and homes, and farmers grow our food. Yet, I would argue that the most important profession is teaching. Teaching is really the gateway to all other professions. Teachers help children learn new knowledge, shape their character, inspire their curiosity, develop empathy, and resilience. In fact, quality educational systems have been proven to reduce poverty, improve health, and drive economic development. My name is Doug Williams, and I'm from the College of Education and Human Development. My day job is preparing young people to be teachers. If you were to see me around campus, you're probably more likely to see me wearing Birkenstocks. In fact, my students say that I kind of look like the wizard in Shrek. But they would also say that when I take off my Birkenstocks, I'm in business. So I took them off for today. But we need to be really honest about the reality of the classrooms we're sending these young people into. K-12 classrooms are really complex systems. So let's take a peek into a second grade classroom of a new teacher. It's 7 a.m. and the new teacher's at her desk. She's planning lessons, communicating with families, doing other paperwork. The teacher's state of mind is kind of in the middle, a little stressed out, and doing all these preparations. But then at 7:40 a.m., all these kids come into the classroom. As you can see, their state of mind is in different levels of excitement and capacity for being ready to learn. Then she calls them a circle time. So this is a mode where she's very comfortable in teaching the kids, starting with a story, and that sort of format. As they shift into math, she pairs low-performing students with high-performing students. As you can see, her state of mind shifts to being more stressed out because she's really trying to work with the complexity of all these needs that are so different for all these kids in the classroom. As she shifts to reading and writing, and then later science and engineering, the teacher tries to meet the unique needs of all these kids in the classroom. And so it goes until 2:30 p.m. But if this teacher was at a high-need school, the system would be even more complex, with so many more kids below grade level and more children living in poverty. So it's really in this complexity that we're exploring the use of AI as a sort of teaching assistant. The AI is kind of like that experienced teacher next door that this new teacher can rely on. So I'd like to illustrate this by taking a topic that most of our pre-service teachers are very unfamiliar with, and this is the teaching of engineering to young people. So as you know, there's expectations to introduce engineering to young kids at an early age. So we do have students that are very passionate about teaching. They want to improve their pedagogy, but this is something they have very little experience in. Over the last 2 years, our research team developed a program called Changemaker K-12, and this is a set of course-based experiences where we teach our students systems thinking and engineering. So our data shows a statistically significant improvement in competence in teaching engineering and systems thinking and efficacy for problem solving. So this semester I had the great opportunity to introduce AI into this Changemaker process, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So we're currently collecting data on pre-post survey data on AI usage, their confidence in teaching engineering and other topics. Toward the end of the semester, we're going to do interviews, analyze AI chats, and look at other student-created artifacts. So as our students begin Changemaker, we begin by having them look at the world made up of systems, and that these systems are malleable. As they look closely at these objects, they identify their parts and how these parts work together to get something done. Next, we have our students go to the AI, and they might ask, why is it important to teach systems thinking to kids? So it comes back with really good contextual information about the value in teaching this to children. The AI fully engages the pre-service teacher and teacher to dig deeper, having them explain what does it mean to be a part of a system and so forth. So I think you can see that this AI in particular is very Socratic encouraging the student teacher and the teacher to go a little deeper to fully understand how to teach these concepts that they're not familiar with. So after that, we have our students do more with engineering, where they're actually designing and building things. Then we have them go to the AI and they might ask, why should I have my students engage in ideation? So the AI comes back and asks the student teacher to first provide their thinking on that. And then, so they might say it comes up with, it's better to come up with many different kinds of ideas as we engage in these types of processes. So the AI comes back replying and giving some positive affirmations, and then saying brainstorming leads to more creative and effective solutions, and then follows up with some really good ideation strategies that can be used for young people. And as we bring our college students through a design for change process where they pick a problem in education and develop a solution, we're having them do AI-enhanced ideation, and we're definitely seeing much richer sticky storms from last semester to this semester. So where do we go from here? Changemaker resides in the junior and senior years of our teacher prep program, and but we see there's many opportunities for us to improve the full pipeline of the teacher prep program that we have. So for example, we could improve AI usage by faculty in the freshman and sophomore levels and seeking funding through programs such as NSF-IUs. For example, a lot of our students take Biology 122, which is an intro to animal and plant structure and function. And let's imagine that there's a faculty member who's teaching this class and really wants to see how she can create a application type activity to her classroom. So she might go to the AI and say, how might I integrate a biomimicry project into this course? So the AI comes back giving a good structure to an activity with components like research, prototyping, final presentation. She might say, tell me more about how I can structure this project. AI comes back with more objectives and activities in a more detailed level. She may go back again and say, hey, help me design a rubric that I can use to score this project, and it provides that. So I think that it's this interactive back and forth with the AI that seems to be like a really powerful way for us to improve the teaching of faculty at these first years, TAs, pre-service teachers, and future teachers in the classroom. And I know this approach may seem kind of simple, but I think it's in its simplicity is its really great power, because it is that AI just-in-time support that teacher has standing by our side. So let's imagine the possibilities that if we work together to improve these courses and other activities to better prepare the next generation of teachers. Thank you.